Nothing like a nice train ride across the countryside as we're slowly taking over our little homeland that we have been crash land on for a long time. Hello everybody, this is Frogman. Welcome back to Factorio Space Age. I have been doing the things and the work in between episodes, doing a little bit of prep work, at least for trying to get ourselves into the next level of processing, mining, and a couple of other things. So just doing a little bit of outside field work here, trying to get, come out of your thing there we go, trying to get our base back to where it was before. So I'm going out here and running a little bit of train lines just to make sure we have automatic wall repair, because we shouldn't have too much of a problem, but yeah, we still have to kind of do a little bit, and I still have a little bit more to do. I've got to come down here, but I have plans to probably extend this line all the way out, because I want to start picking up some of the materials out here. This is half the reason why I'm doing this, is because I need the iron and the copper and the stuff. But yes, our cloud looks fantastic. We have been doing lots and lots of science. I've been playing quite a bit with the Gleba research, at least for a little while, just to see how ugly it actually gets. And I have built several of the new bio labs. These things are fantastic, and I am sorry if I had any kind of concept of them wrong prior to this. When I looked at this and I said they're twice as fast, actually theoretically they're considerably stupidly fast, but the important thing to note is that in producing and placing these down, each lab uses half the research that it did prior. So if you were running 300-400 science prior to building a bunch of these, we're now running almost 850 when it's functional, just with that amount of labs. And the really interesting thing is we're not having a hard time keeping up with something. The only reason why I lost a few things, the only reason why that dipped a little bit, is because I had to have the thing go do something for me. The only reason why that latest dip is there is because we had to go do things. So yes, these labs are fantastic. Highly recommend getting to them, highly recommend going through things. As you'll notice, we also have productivity module 3s built. Those are being constructed over here out of a few biter eggs and a couple other things, and I'm also constructing some efficiency module 3s just because of the fact that it really does help on our platforms. Speaking of our platforms, we're slowly upgrading our solar to what are these, rares? I think rare, something like that, and just kind of going along that direction. Jupiter 2 has been doing a fantastic job just hauling stuff back and forth, and yeah, Gleba has been Gleba's been the normal thing. It's interesting to me, and maybe this is just the point. This is going to be kind of a talky episode, and we're going to have a little bit of fun. I don't really have anything planned because I've just been sitting here building and speaking, well, building and just getting things going and doing stuff. It's an interesting to me how the difficulty level changes between these various first initial planets. Now, we haven't gone to Aquilo. I'm going to probably save that until after Christmas, or at least in a little while. And like I said, I may or may not put anything out the week of the holidays. It just depends on how much time I have. But looking at the difficulty change, I can definitely see they wanted us to go to Volcanus first, because Volcanus is easy. I have not done a thing to this planet outside of just let it work. That's it. We built this mess, we hauled in a bunch of stuff, and then it sat here. I haven't done anything to it. I mean, we're still using the initial patch of stuff here and the initial patch of the tungsten. I think it's tungsten. Is that what this stuff's called? I forget now. Yeah, tungsten. Like I said, it's been so long I haven't even bothered to touch it, because there's not really been anything I want to do with this other than just kind of let it do what it needs to do. Build us some tungsten plate, build us a bit of the metallurgic science, whatever this stuff is called. Yeah, metallurgic science, and then that's it. I haven't done anything else to it. Fulgora, I can see where you were probably supposed to go here second instead of first. Now, I'm saying second because the difficulty level here, once I understood what the heck I was having to do with this trash can mess and all of these other little things, and continuously sitting here recycling little things down to nothing, I finally once I figured it out, it was simple. It was like second nature. Again, I had to walk away from, it's kind of funny, I had to walk away from Factorio and play modded Minecraft for a little bit, understanding I finally had a trash can, which means I could overproduce stuff and do whatever I wanted to do. For the first time in my Factorio career, outside of regular modded, this is just, like I said, it took me a minute to figure it out. Now that we've got it sorted, Fulgora, Theoretically, I could have a second base here. Probably should have a second base here. Should be on Fulgora all the time. And then you talk about Gleba. Gleba's a nasty little monster because of the fact that this system is a recycling system. You have to make sure that you produce at least enough of this nutrient using all of these machines in order to be able to keep it functioning. If I, for even 2 minutes, stop producing nutrients, I run out almost instantly and then have to come in here and backfeed it and start over, which is why I'm keeping a little bit of spoilage in a couple of places so that I can then turn things back on and make it work. And the critters, I'm not even going to say anything about the critters. The critters have made me have to do something. As we can see, we have another icon up here. When we played with Gleba, once we got through some Gleba research, we got our Spidertrons. One thing I love about Spidertrons is they gave me a remote drivability, which means I'm now in the thing. That means I can use it like a mobile platform to build with, hunt with, and repair with. And yes, they shoot lots of rockets, and they're not all that awful. This one particularly, can I get back down here, please? We have a couple of personal batteries, a personal Robo Mark II, a couple of lasers just for that, energy shield, and some fission stuff. I'm going to start working on trying to craft at least rare to whatever this stuff is, that one, epic quality, because these things can really scoot if you can make them fast. And, well, I mean, of course they can, but we can also start thinking about trying to craft the Spidertrons in epic and higher, but that's going to be a little while. But yes, this allows me to not have to freak out every time something tries to kill our stuff here at Gleba. I can just jump into it, walk around, try to figure out where they were, kill them, and then come back. The attacks have been minor, but the problem is when they are not minor, they're pretty rough. I mean, they'll send one of the... Again, I do not know what the heck. They have been literally targeting... Oh, we don't have any... How about... No, don't do that. Can you... Let me see here. Can I steal some stuff? It doesn't really matter. You just go away. Thank you. But yeah, they're literally... If they send one of those big things in here, they just trash the place. And the thing about the big things are, and even the other ones, the ones that look kind of like a Spidertron, they can... Where did he go? Hello? Oh, you're over there. Okay. They can walk over walls, so it doesn't matter. There's no point in trying to build walls, and lasers do very little damage to them. I think the only thing that does a lot of damage to the critters here, outside of, you know, a good explosive, is, well, the Tesla stuff. So the Tesla, especially the little bots that we have, these bots right here, they do a massive amount of damage to those things. So, yeah, it's kind of one of those deals. And like I said, as far as everything else goes, I do have one here in case I need one here. I have one on Fulgora, who should be sitting, I think he's over here, sitting over here in case. This is handy because now I can start building things elsewhere. I need to actually send it over and go get a couple of more parts. But these two sections here, I had to try to connect them with the robots, and I did have them connected, but I didn't want the robots flying all the way the heck over here. So yeah, we're not worrying about them. I'm keeping these two systems separated, and they're speaking with each other based on that. The thing is, again, this is just like a player inventory, which is beautiful. It means you can select stuff, have it grab things, has trash slots, has all the kinds of things, and it can act just exactly like a player. So if I wanted to play with it, I can just jump into it, and now I am here technically. Granted, I don't have all the stuff I normally would have, and it acts a little wonky, but it does. Fantastic addition, and I can't believe it took me so long to get to them. It was one of the first things I got to building after we got done with the last episode. So yes, our biter friend over here, our biter thingy, is doing fine. I probably should move these out of the way. This is kind of eating through the bioflux quite a bit. It does tend to chew through a few things quite quickly. So I mean, quite quickly. It's not really eating them is the problem, and it's well, it's spoiling in here before I have time to do it. So it is what it is on that part. But again, yes, we have been expanding, doing a few things as we said in the last episode, and I've been working on some other little goofy stuff to try to well, get rid of some of this mess. And I think that's kind of the intermediate things that we're kind of playing with now. I really am only doing these researches right here to try to gain to about 100% productivity. So 100% extra productivity. I'm trying to get everything up to at least 100% productivity. So I believe I've got these ones there. So that one's, you know, ready to go. And then that's just a kind of a spot to just stop. And then I think we'll probably start working on maybe getting these back up a little more. Like those I don't have at 100%. Those are at 100%. You know, I'm just going to kind of go back through here. But we're going to start having to consider ourselves, or concern ourselves, excuse me, with this ugly mess, which is going to Aquilo. Again, we're not going to mess with it right now. I'm excited to try to figure it out, but I'm not worried about it right now. I'm just going to put it like that. I think we've got enough stuff that we can be doing that we don't have to worry about it. So what I wanted to do, at least for a little bit today, is I'm kind of contemplating actually going in here and ripping some of this stuff out that we've had for a really long time and see about trying to make it a little bit more productive, because we do have access to an awful lot of these. And these, if we take those, we know that we can build circuits. We can build all of the circuits and the copper cable in here. So I think what I'm going to do for just a couple of minutes here is we're going to sit down and maybe I'm kind of in this design mode, so like I can come down here and kind of explain this for a little bit, and I probably should actually come down here and explain this for a little bit. What I wanted to do, since we have the ability now to collect calcite from space, I can take this calcite and bring it back down to any planet that we want to and start using this method for smelting our ores. And that goes all the way down. And the reason why that's an interesting thing is because of this recipe right here. We can make the low density structures straight out of the thing with molten iron, molten copper, and plastic. And what that does, again, these casting machines have a already set productivity built into them. And I can dump, or say, a few more productivity modules in it if I wanted to, which means on top of that, we're also getting a, where is the button here? Is those ones right there? I think we're almost to, yeah, I've got a couple of more. I'm 90 to 100. So I could seriously be making an awful lot of low density structures for absolutely nothing at this point. So it's kind of a thought that I've been wanting to look at. But in doing so, we're also looking at something like this. And this is when you kind of start to get to that point where it's like, quality would make all of this smaller and faster. That's all it would do, is make it smaller and faster. And that's kind of the thing that I keep looking at. When I have a massive surface area to play with, like a gigantic landmass, I'd rather do something like this. Understanding that if I replace that with a quality epic right there, I think we can actually do that. We can show what the difference would be while outside of this. So we can grab this, set you down, and you'll do molten iron from there. And then if I do a, can I quit playing in map mode? I've been playing in map mode so much I'm used to it now. Get me an assembling machine, because that's the quickest way to see it, and we want one of those. Seriously, fine. Not Fulgora, Volcanus. If I grab one of these and put it down right there, actually I guess we could even do it in the thing that would let us do it, which is one of those. And then we tell this we want to make an epic foundry. And this will give us all of the information that we need to know down here in the bottom right, or bottom corner. It will be a crafting speed of 7.6 with a base productivity of plus 50% on top of everything already. And that's it. That's the biggest change that you're going to see, is 7.6 and a base productivity of 50%. The thing is, if you look at this, it's going to be the same kind of a thing here. This is, if we look over there in the corner, crafting speed of 4. So that means we get 3.7 or whatever, 3.6 additional crafting speed per second, per whatever it is, plus that production of 50%, plus 50%. So it would mean, theoretically, that this would go from being one machine, well, like 5 machines, down to like 3. So again, you're looking at it like, well, okay, cool, whatever, it's neat. on this particular production, and I get why people are doing it, because, you know, it's that grind that everybody wants to do. And the reason why I'm saying it's that grind is because I've been sitting here for several hours recycling all of our old blue stuff, or the majority of our old blue stuff, and we've not received a whole heck of a lot of stuff, to the point that I've only really been able to make that many modules there, and that many modules there, and that many modules right there, and that many modules right here, and that many modules right here. And it's just taking its sweet time because of, well, the need for the basic materials, meaning, well, copper coil, iron plate, plastic, to the point that I've come over here again and I've started to, because we have the ability to haul in copper and iron from space, I'm dumping that down, whoop, go back over here, onto Fulgora, dumping that down over here and using the best modules that we can possibly do. These guys are next for an upgrade. I was just trying to get some of the basic stuff that we need going. Can you not do this? I don't need this bothering me. Anyhow, these, we're just taking stuff from space and converting it into something as high as we possibly can, with the offhand chance of getting something that has a slightly better, you know, than whatever. And I'm saving those. I don't know why those are over there. You guys can get out of that thing. But yeah, it's really, really rare. Now, if I were, say, on Novice or someplace like that, and I would haul all of these particular machines down, because they have so much productivity, and because, you know, I can go ahead and beacon them up quite a bit, we're getting about as good as we can get out of these things right now until we can get some better modules. I could build better machines, but all that would do is speed things up. It doesn't help with the productivity, it just speeds them up. I mean, theoretically, they're making the same amount of productivity, they're just faster. Point is, like I said, and I watch people, trust me, I watch people stream this, I get it. It's going to take an awful long time, and I have wants to play other games eventually, so we're going to just kind of slowly pick through the quality. So this is why I'm going to be doing just a regular old bog standard, what people would consider normal when it comes to Factorio setups, of just use as many beacons, use as many productivity modules as we possibly can, and then just line things out until they fit. The beauty of this little setup here is that this little setup takes about 37 to 40 iron ore per second, and turns it into 3 45 belts, or about 100 and, what did I figure, 160 iron per second, iron plates per second. This little thing, this one down here, this one row down here, this one row of all those furnaces barely fills that 30 belt, barely. So we can go from this to like that really, really, really quickly. Now, like, granted, this is steel, but so for that point here, if we change this all to steel, this would actually get a little bit smaller, and it would make a full 60 belt, or I mean a full one of these, period. So this is an incredible thing compared to what we have been playing. So if you want to downsize, and this actually even uses less power, well, then go with the tech that you have, which means I'm going to take all these furnaces out, and well, we're going to get rid of them. The reason why I'm looking at iron again is because we're getting to the point that some of these iron patches, especially this one that's over here, it's about gone. This one's about gone. I mean, there's 700 some odd, whatever it is. They're about gone. If we can add additional productivity on top of what we're already playing with, then there's no reason not to move to better technology. So that's, like I said, kind of what I've been fiddling with and playing with, at least for the interim time between what we've done last time. So one thing I will say is, on this mess, if you can, use your leftover modules and put them in your miners, because if you can manage to get something that is already at a specific quality level, the chances of it being upgraded when it gets scrapped is greater than what it would be if you're just looking at something normal. So like if I have a, like, look at that stuff stacking on those belts. Isn't that cool? I love the stacking capability. That's such a neat idea. I'm glad they gave it to us. You guys go away, and I think I want to move that over there for now, just so we don't have to worry about it. And then that can all get picked up, that can all get picked up, and then we're good for the minute. But yeah, the stuff is actually stacking on the belts. I should probably go put a bunch of stack inserters over here. But like I said, if you actually scrap, say, this stuff, the chances of it putting out something higher than what it is higher than just a standard normal piece of stuff. Like this will scrap out to itself, pretty much, just regular, basic, lower, normal quality. But if you have something with quality uncommon, the chances of it being higher than that are pretty good, or at least from what I have watched. But yeah, this is still an incredibly slow process, and the only way I could make it any faster, I think, at this point in time, is to take like 2 or 3 or 4 of these and just stack them in this area, and then try to keep them fed. Because all I'm really after at this point in time is modules enough that I can then make all this other stuff work better, meaning fill these all up so we're getting as much stuff as we can, so that we can then build the really fun stuff, like the higher tier quality parts in here, higher tier quality parts in here, and yeah, the random stuff that everything goes. And the only reason why I'm doing that again is for stuff like these, so I can make these things more efficient. Because when we need to go do the walk from here to there, there's going to be some really ugly things that are going to happen, and we're going to have to be able to speed. Like they said, we need to be self-sufficient by the time we're out here, because solar does not work, and that is the fun thing. And that is the other fun thing that I've been kind of working with, is that, well, I guess we can look at our Satellite 5. We have not been here in a while. It has since grown a little bit, and I've been playing around with it because I've been trying to make it a little bit more interesting. The problem that I've got at this point in time is that the next basic way to make power is going to be steam turbines. And steam turbines, you can put them up here, and you can do things with it. However, in order to be able to make that high temperature steam, we're either going to have to bottle it and send it up here, because nothing outside of one particular thing works, meaning I can't put this up here, and if I were to use which one is it? I think if I go back to Fulgora, no, it's Vulcanus. If we go over here and we look at these right here, where we can do this acid into water thingy, you have to look down there at the bottom and notice it requires a pressure of 4,000 HPa, which means I can't even do that on novice. So this is literally a process I can only do here. Anything, you can't burn anything in space. The only thing we can do, and this is the really silly thing, and I guess it's probably what we're going to have to start looking at, is that I can place nuke reactors up here, and then we feed them the stuff, and then we do the things that we're doing as far as stuff goes on novice, which means theoretically we can put that up there with a bunch of, I think, forget how many it is, like one of these plus 6 or 8 of the one of these heat exchangers, and then as many turbines as those heat exchangers can run, plus then have to fill them with water, and also have to ship up the nuclear fuel from over here, over there. So yeah, I can see where this actually was not a bad idea to get into as early as I did, because now that I have a ton of the stuff, we can start sending this to various planets if we feel the need to, and run it into our other junk. So I don't know, I'm just kind of been having a bit of fun. Like I said, I've been playing the game, and I kind of hate not recording while I'm playing the game, because a lot of the stuff has come up as being very interesting. We're broken. Why are we broken? Are we out of stuff? Yes, we're out of stuff. Why don't you just go back to novice? Gleba's making research at about 300 and something per minute. I forget what it is, 356. This number keeps fluctuating. It seems like I look at it's 250, and then sometimes I look at it's 350. Technically, that's good for what, about 700, and we're running 850. So we're a little over where we need to be on that part. Again, I have not gone through and done what I wanted to do with this one, but looking at the numbers now, trying to get to 1,000 research a minute is not going to be that hard for upgrades as far as this whole system is concerned. Yeah, it's just amazing. I mean, like, the majority of all of this area up here, I believe I have it set up for around 500 science being produced per minute, meaning the little chemical packs, which means that should be good for 1,000 science per minute, which I haven't done in a really long time. So it's kind of a neat idea. Anyhow, I figured I would just kind of let you guys know what the heck is going on. Normally we keep doing this random stuff and I keep showing you things. I've just been having fun playing, and I wanted to say hi. So go get you some Spidertrons, go have some fun with them, especially if you can put some fast legs in them. They really rock, and you know, again, it's a remote control that you can do things with, and they can actually kind of, if you're really careful, cross a reasonable amount of water too. So they're not as good as your person is, but I think he can. Yeah, he got it. Yeah, all right, nice. So, but yeah, go get you a couple of these if you're having a hard time with wandering around all over various other planets while you're locked in on another one, and those problems can go away. The thing can be also said about these: you can remote control these if you want, and you can drive them around too. So I will see you all in the next episode. I don't know whether I will be putting anything out the week of the holidays, Christmas, and New Year's possibly. I've got a lot of things going on, so we will see. If I have time, I will do it. Otherwise, I will Happy Christmas, Merry Christmas, all those kinds of things if I don't get to see you guys between now and then. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Bye.